Middlesex defeated Sussex by 7 wickets with 17 balls to spare, but that was not enough to prevent the visitors to Lords from earning a place in the CB40 semi-finals, where they will travel to the Keir Oval to play Surrey. Michael Yardy won the toss and decided to have a bat, a decision which initially worked well, as Ed Joyce and Chris Nash soon put bat to ball. Having lost their last 2 games, they knew that only a huge defeat here could prevent them from reaching the last 4, and given this fine start, that was never on the cards. They would have liked to get into the semis on the back of another win, and this pair gave them an ideal start with a stand of 90 in the first 14 overs. Nash was back to his best after a recent saute with the England Lions, and he showed his skills with this superb shot, the first 6 of the match. He reached his half-century with this shot of just his 38th delivery. He'd smashed 8 fours and that 6 to give his side's innings just the impetus it required. He fell for 57 when he swung at a delivery from Jamie Dalrymple and was bowled, but it was a fine knock nonetheless. Lou Vincent then came in to join Joyce, and the runs kept on coming to put the pressure on the Middlesex attack. Joyce reached his 50 off 64 balls, while Vincent played freely at the other end, as this pair added another 59 in 11 overs. Joyce was eventually out for 54 against his former employers, hauling out to long on off the bowling of David Malan, but Sussex had already posted 149 runs on the board in the 26th over. And they had plenty of batting to come too. Murray Goodwin pressed home the advantage with a better than a runner ball 18. He then played on a delivery off Tom Smith to depart with a total on 178 for 3 in the 32nd over, and a score of around 250 looked on the cards. But Vincent then followed in the next over, striking a ball from Dalrymple out to Robbie Williams, but only after he'd hit a well-composed 42. The innings was finished off by Yardy and Joe Gatting, who tried to make sure that their side went to the break feeling pretty good about themselves. In 7 overs, they added 54 to make the Panthers' task a very difficult one. Gatting was out to the penultimate ball of the innings as he went for 26, leaving his captain undefeated on 33 out of a total of 239 for 5 from their allotted 40 overs. Middlesex could hardly have begun their response any better, and they would have wished that they'd been able to do this a little more often in this season's competition. In what turned out to be the weakest of the groups in terms of points, one more victory in the season for them would have been enough. None of the Sharks bowlers had much joy as Malan and Sam Robson eased their side through the first 25 overs, by which time they'd taken them a long way towards victory. Malan, in wonderful touch at the moment, went past 500 runs in this competition this summer, as did his teammate Paul Stirling. Malan was again superb, playing some scintillating shots, including this maximum. He has been a very difficult man to dislodge cheaply in the last month or two. He was first to his 50. It had come off 48 balls, with that 6 being accompanied by 7 other boundaries. While, quarter of an hour later, Robson also reached his personal milestone of 53 deliveries. He just hit the 4 fours in getting there. The pair's partnership was a fantastic one, and with both going so well, they were able to make light work of their target by opening up with a stand of 153 in 25 overs. Few would have complained had Malan made 100, but 16 runs short of it, he nipped Wayne Parnell behind to give Sussex just a sniff. And perhaps a hanky or two were required when, in the next over, Robson was bowled by Yardy for 65 with a score on 157. That left Middlesex with a target of 83 in 13.5 overs, and Irish international Stirling made that equation look rather simple. He's come on leaps and bounds in the county game this summer, and he's shown that he has a fantastic ability of hitting sixes. These 2 added to his tally for this season. Chris Rogers may not hit a big ball as much as his partner, but he too was able to strike a maximum as Middlesex raced towards the winning line. They did lose Rogers for a runner ball 37 with only 11 required off 25 balls, Nash with the LBW decision. Stirling then eased his side home by smashing his third 6, Middlesex may not have made the semis, but they have finished this competition strongly. Stirling ended unbeaten on 46 from 29 deliveries as the Panthers reached their target with 7 wickets and 17 balls to spare. It was a convincing victory in the end, and it sent Sussex to their 3rd successive defeat in this competition. They ended up on the same points as their hosts in this game, but with a superior net run rate, and that takes them into the last 4, where they'll travel back to London to meet Surrey next weekend.